The American education system is not well respected around the rest of the world. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development ranked the US 19th in science, 13th in reading, and 38th in math out of 79 countries. It got beat by Poland in all of these categories. And they built that submarine with the screen door. No, but seriously, all the stories we read outside of the US are things like, Americans are trying to ban critical race theory from being taught to children. And then when you find out what they think that even means, it's that they don't want their kids finding out that settlers committed genocide and the Civil War happened because half the country wanted to own human beings so badly they were willing to fight to the death for that right. Here, we just call those things facts. But anyway, in the US, where they don't care what the rest of the world thinks about their education system because they can just bomb the shit out of any of us at any time, them city folk like to think they're very educated, while it's them dumb rural hicks that don't know nothing. But maybe city folk shouldn't get too comfy just yet. According to a study published in the Journal of Environmental Psychology, which is apparently a very respected publication, they surveyed a group of American children ages 4 to 7 years old, asking them to just identify what a food item is by a picture, then asking them where a food item comes from, and then finally, if something is even edible or not. Ready for this? I don't think so, but here we go anyway. 26% of the kids didn't know what an almond was. 32% could not figure out what a burger patty is just by seeing one. Now, only 1% of kids didn't know what a carrot looked like, and they all knew what an apple was, so hey, maybe that's good, right? They also asked them to identify some animals. They all knew what a cat, a dog, a fish, a cow, and a chicken were. Good for you, American kids. But then, here's where it goes wrong. Nearly 41% of kids thought bacon was a plant. 36% of them thought a burger is a plant. 39% thought you could grow fucking hot dogs. But then, 35% thought popcorn was a meat. 46% thought fries came from an animal. What this tells me is that these kids are just guessing, because they don't know what meat and plants even are. Between the ages of 4 and 7, they don't know what the fuck it is. Even worse, 76% of kids said a cow is not edible. 73% said you can't eat a pig. 65%, 2/3 of kids don't know that you can chow down on a chicken. They showed a 5-year-old a picture of a chicken and said, "Can you eat this?" And 2 out of 3 times they said, "I don't think so." This is rough. But what I wanted to know is, where did they get these kids? Well, apparently they only surveyed 176 kids. More on that in a second. And when I first saw the clickbait article for this, I thought, I guarantee they asked a bunch of city kids. As a city kid, I know we're idiots. The study says, in fact, that they were all from a metropolitan area in the southeastern region of the US. So, could be Atlanta, could be Orlando, but they're from a city. They're all from the same city. I guarantee you survey 176 kids who grew up on farms or in rural areas, and not only will they be able to tell you that bacon comes from an animal, I bet most of them can tell you what animal, what part of the animal, and how to properly feed that animal, care for it, and kill it before it becomes bacon. You should fucking know at 6 years old that a carrot comes from the goddamn ground. But 17% of these kids did not. Personally, I think that's more useful knowledge than how to do long division or the difference between the 3 theirs. I think you should know all those things too, but I think one should come earlier than the other. But what? Do we not want to traumatize kids like, hey, you know Peppa Pig? Her brothers and sisters eventually get their little piggy throat slit and become the ham you ate last night. They'll get over it. Or they won't, and they'll become vegetarians or vegans, which is what this study's agenda was anyway. The title of it is Children Are Unsuspecting Meat Eaters, an Opportunity to Address Climate Change. Then maybe if we taught kids at a young age that all their favorite cute little cuddly barnyard animals are actually gruesomely murdered so we can enjoy a delicious evening at McDonald's, that they would choose not to eat them anymore. Which, over time, would decrease the consumption of animals, which would help our environment. But my biggest issue with this whole thing Is 176 kids from one city? What kind of bullshit sample size is that to represent the entire US? This is how you can tell these researchers must have went to school in the US. We proved it that American kids don't know you can eat a cow. Well done, researchers. Big gold star stickers all around. Now it's back to nap time, and when you get up, you can have a little juice box before you write your next big paper. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.